Fires are continuing to rage across Los Angeles, and right now, as the flames are still spreading, they're estimating that over $150 billion worth of damages has already occurred. Over 10,000 homes have been destroyed. And this area already has a homeless problem. Now you got 10,000 homes destroyed. Now, a lot of these homes belonged to people who were well off or wealthy, but not all of them. And just think about that. The number of people who have now been displaced, 10,000 homes destroyed, businesses as well. Right now, the death toll is at 11, but that number I'm not really focusing on that much because honestly, there has not been enough time for search and recovery efforts to really know the true number of people who may have perished during this fire. But let's be honest. Let's be honest here because you're not going to get honesty many other places. California was a powder keg waiting to explode. And right now, it's exploding. Right now, the chickens have come to roost. You see, LA has a lot of issues. You got the mental health issues. You got junkies on the street. You got a homeless problem, right? And a lot of these people are causing a lot of the fires. Some of them are starting them to stay warm. Others are schizophrenic. They got different mental health issues. They're roaming around the streets, starting fires, doing Lord knows what. And then you got the woke mind virus that plagues a lot of the people in this area of California and the country overall. Got a lot of these woke idiots out there. They're obsessed by climate change and stuff like that. They're eco-terrorists. They will start these fires themselves to prove that climate change is real. So you got a lot of things going on in California. And then you got the people that are running California, right? You got them cutting funding to the fire department so they could spend funding on gay pride parades. You got them not wanting to hire white men as firefighters so they could hire diverse lesbians. You got all of the money pouring into homeless and pouring into illegal aliens. Meanwhile, they don't got enough money to hire enough firefighters. They don't got enough water to put the fires out. All of these issues that we've been pointing out about LA and California for years have now all come full circle. It was all a powder keg waiting to explode. And when you look at the fires in California, it's very obvious at this point that a lot of them, maybe not all, I want to be clear here for the people in the back who will be fake offended, maybe not all, but a lot of these fires are being started by people, arsonists. I don't even know if I want to call them arsonists because I don't know what their agenda is. But people are starting these fires. And it's like when you bring that up, people kind of get angry and offended. I don't know why. All I'm trying to do is get to the bottom of what's going on here. That's what everyone should be trying to do. So all options should be explored. But when you bring up arson, it's like people get angry. What do you mean? How dare you blame arson? It's obviously climate change. No. There's people on video starting these fires. Arrests have been made. But due to the woke, idiotic, freaking policies and laws in California, y'all are catching people who are starting fires and then releasing them back on the streets the next day to start more fires. And now, about an hour ago at the time of this recording, another arrest has been announced. You see, I'm going to tell you this right now. There are arrests taking place across LA that they're not telling people about. They want to tell you all about the fires. They don't want to tell you what's causing them. There's been a couple of people arrested, and this is not making the headlines for some reason. I feel like we should be focused on all of these people who are getting arrested for arson. But no, they're kind of keeping that on the hush-hush because they want to use whatever narratives. They want to use this for their own agenda. But yes, someone was arrested just last night for starting another one of these fires. Let's take a look. The Azusa Police Department arrested a man for allegedly sparking a fire at Pioneer Park late Friday night. The alleged arson happened at about 11:37 p.m. at the public park, roughly 4 miles, just 4 miles away from the easternmost edge of the Eaton fire. Officers said the suspect was still at the scene, standing next to the flames. The Los Angeles County Fire Department quickly extinguished the fire. The suspect allegedly admitted to starting the fire. Officers booked him for arson and are currently holding him at the Azusa Police Department jail. Crews will carry out damage assessment surveys in the coming hours and days. The police department has staffed extra officers on duty due to the ongoing fire situation, the department says. We are taking a zero-tolerance stance on these types of criminal acts. They're taking a zero-tolerance stance, folks, which means they will literally catch people with a blowtorch starting fires, and then they will release them a few hours later saying, hey, we don't got any evidence that they're starting fires. Never mind that they're standing next to a fire with the blowtorch. Now, the man who was arrested for this, they're calling him a transient. Now, I want you to focus here. They're going to use a lot of different weird words that don't, and when I say weird words, I mean they're going to use words that don't make sense when it comes to what we're talking about. Like they'll say, hey, a gang of youths have robbed the store, when really they're talking about a gang of minorities. Here they'll say, oh, it's transients, it's the homeless. But it turns out I think they're using homeless as another word for illegal alien, illegal immigrant. He's a homeless. Yeah, but is he here illegally? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what's going on here. They're using words like, oh, he's a transient, he's this, he's that, instead of acknowledging that, hey, maybe this is a guy that has no business being here. Now, a lot of the news articles that are right now pouring out about this situation, they're not naming the suspect. But here, I'll name him for you. His name is Jose Carranza Escobar. A transient named Jose Carranza Escobar. Yeah, it's just a transient. Not an illegal or anything like that. You shouldn't assume that, right? But yeah, folks, it's clear as day. These fires, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are being started by people intentionally. I think that we have, it's almost like a contagion spreading around California right now. And I think you got a lot of people out here starting fires for their own motives. You got homeless people that are starting fires to stay warm. You got schizo crazies that are starting fires because they're schizo crazy. They see a lot of other crazy stuff going on and it triggers them to act even crazier. Then you got sleeper cell agents that are here to cause as much damage in America as possible, who are probably taking advantage of the chaos, starting some of the fires. We already have reports that people are riding around, men in ski masks starting fires. So you have that situation. Then you got the eco-terrorists. You got people who want to promote climate change. They will start fires. They will burn their own home to the ground to prove to you that climate change is real. So you got those wackos and nut jobs out there. And then you got the people running California. You got to understand how many billions of dollars are about to be funneled into California right now. And a lot of these politicians are going to be taking their cut off the top. So you got politicians here that they may fool you into thinking that they're devastated, but in reality, they know they got a big paycheck coming. They're going to be making a lot of money off this fire. So you got motives there as well, right? Right? You got a lot of different things at play here. And then you got monkey see, monkey do. Let's capitalize on the chaos, create more chaos. And then, of course, you got these gangs out here that are breaking into homes, robbing houses as people evacuate. I think after the first couple of fires broke out and people realized, hey, we could go break into these famous people's mansions and steal their stuff as they evacuate and things burn to the ground. Well, once the criminals on the street saw that happening, they realized, hey, we could start our own fires in other areas and then we could break into more homes. So I think you have a gigantic melting pot of total, absolute lawlessness and craziness that is taking place in California right now. I mean, the fact that they got the National Guard on the ground and you think that they're there to really stop the fires. No, they're there to try to stop all hell from breaking loose because California has turned into a complete cesspit. or at least LA. And now the chickens have come to roost. The crazies that they have coddled, the crazies that they have created, the crazy ideologies that they have spread, it's now coming full circle to bite them in the ass. That's the reality of what's happening here. Now, I feel bad for everyone that's losing everything. I really do. But we're not going to sit here and pretend like this is a big surprise, because the writing is on the wall. Even the insurance companies, they knew this was coming. Donald Trump could have told you this was coming. A lot of people could have told you that this was inevitable if they were not going to make changes. They didn't. Instead, they cut back on funding the fire department. They cut back on, maintaining the forest and what have you. They cut back on the water supply. They did everything they could do to ensure that if tragedy did strike, that it would be as bad as possible, because they wouldn't be able to stop it because of their woke nonsense. And now, here we are. But you let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and always remember to remain opinionated.